Welcome into Morning Kickaround. This is Long Balls and our first long ball of the day after the third win in a row. Not many of those for United States men's national team supporters. So feeling good in the morning. Last night's game, maybe not the most consequential in the world, but they took care of business. A 2-1 result over Haiti. Tillman and Agyemang scoring. Agyemang in the house. So what did we think about this one? I got a couple questions. Who's going to stand out? Maybe in further tournaments later in the show. But for now, we'll focus on USA 2, Haiti 1.
Okay, so I want to be positive, right? They won the game, and is that not the point of
That
sports?
is the point. That is the point. No one remembers the finals of World Cups when they didn't play that well.
I mean, right. I mean, it's not about how you play, it's whether you win. In almost every case, particularly in tournament football, tournament soccer, which this is.
Yeah.
That being said, there are some, there's some concerns here. They weren't very aggressive in the first half. Look, maybe because they didn't need to win the game to advance, that's a little less incentive to take risks, to go forward, to try stuff. It got better as the game went on. I did think, obviously, Brendan Aronson, nice ball to Malik Tillman, who scores that opening goal. And Tillman otherwise was very good, had a number of opportunities, probably should have finished one that he put wide when he tried to chip the keeper after getting put in. Obviously offside. I think once handball, and a ball kind of hits his shoulder and goes in, and they take it off the board. There were some not so great things about it, but they won, and I can take that and put it in a box and put it on my shelf and not look at it anymore. I don't need to. It doesn't necessarily inform the next game. It doesn't necessarily mean anything for what happens in the rest of this tournament or for this team moving forward into September and beyond into the World Cup in 2026. So Agyemang scoring, good, confidence boosting goal for a player that we kind of want to see break out a bit. Malik Tillman, who's been the star for the U.S. in this tournament, good for him. Great stuff there. They will play Costa Rica in the next round in the quarterfinals after Costa Rica played to a draw with Mexico last night. That will not be an easy task. I watched the first half of that Mexico-Costa Rica game. Costa Rica could have taken the lead, could have scored goals, could have won that match. So there's an opportunity here for the U.S. to test themselves against better competition. And the goal remains, go win the thing.
It sure does. Well, the one big drawback was obviously Haiti getting on the board. I kind of want to ask both the MK Ultras and you, Jason, who was to blame for that one? It was kind of there's maybe two parties involved, but I want to see who's more to blame.
Let's ask the comments. I mean, let's ask the chat. I mean, who do you think was responsible for that goal? Because you could obviously you're going to say Matt Freese. Matt Freese is he's the last one to touch the ball before it ends up on a Haitian foot, right? Which obviously ends up in the back of the net. Is it just on the goalkeeper? It doesn't matter what your defender does. It's on you to figure it out. Did he need to play the pass he tried to play, or could he have just lumped it out, right? Safety first, that kind of thing. Even though, again, there is a little bit of a mix-up in terms of the messaging when you're constantly saying, play out of the back, play out of the back, play out of the back, maintain possession, don't give it away easy, don't give it away cheaply. That's what happens, particularly with a young goalkeeper. In how many caps does he have? This is like his third cap. I mean, it's not
many.
Fourth, fifth, something like that, because he played in January. I mean, that's it. But Tim Ream should know better. Tim Ream should know better, right? He should have known that was not the pass to play in that moment. He could also have turned around and cleared the ball. He didn't have to play it to his goalkeeper under pressure. Obviously, the ball is bobbling, so that's a thing. So bobbling ball, under pressure, not the best decision by Tim Ream. And I think I'll go with Nate here. 40% grandpa, that would be Tim Ream. Although he's a cool grandpa because he's got a ponytail, and only cool grandpas have ponytails. And 60% freeze or fries, I guess. We're calling him that. And I think that's probably fair. That's probably a good way to split the responsibility.
I see. It's funny. I go the other way. I go with experienced one should take the brunt of the blame here. If Ream just conservatively puts it out at a touch or tries to turn away from the goal, I think that's a non-issue and nothing happens. You don't play it back to the goalie and there's no problem. And funny note, while I was watching this game, My children, 9-year-old daughter said, "Is that the discount Erling Haaland?" When they saw Tim Ream on the screen, which I thought
Oh, discount Erling Haaland, even though he doesn't play remotely the same position.
is
He
all.
doesn't look like Erling Haaland at all. It's just the ponytail. It's just the hair.
The observations of a 9-year-old.
Okay. All right. Sorry, my mistake. I'll give a 9-year-old a pass. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my 9-year-old is not familiar with the positioning and the tactical nuance of Erling Haaland, but so looking forward, United States get into the knockout rounds, 3 straight wins. They face Costa Rica next Sunday. So Costa Rica, has been a spiky CONCACAF foe in the past. Will they be this time?
Yeah, it'll be tough. I would favor the United States to win the game. It's in St. Paul and the Minnesota United joint, whose name escapes me at the moment. So, could there be a solid American showing in terms of support? Yes, that should help. The U.S. will be favored, but Costa Rica is not a pushover, and it'll be tough.